Hello everyone, Ollie here, welcome back to the channel. It seems like ages since I posted a video. To be honest, I've just been too tired to even think about doing it. We finished exams now, which is super exciting. So we had 3 days of writtens, we have a short answer question paper, which is 3 hours, which was a bit of a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. And then we had 2 days after that of multiple choice questions, which were an hour and a half each for 75 questions, which was, they were okay. They weren't as bad as some people sort of had me expecting. Then the week after that we had the OSCEs, which are the practical side, and so you'd be asked to do all the various exams, or a selection of the various exams that we've learned how to do over the year. So by assessing those two groups of things, I guess that they're assessing your academic, the theoretical side through the written papers, and then the actual performance side in the OSCEs. And actually, while the OSCEs are a bit scary, and they're not easy, they do take a lot of preparation. The way someone put it in second year, which I thought was really good, was it's your chance to play doctor for a little while. It is just essentially role playing, and you're learning a script or a dance. And if you want to see what an OSCE looks like, have a look at the Geeky Medics channel, their OSCE guides, or the Warwick Medical School ones. The really good ones have Dr. James Gill in them, and those are a really good way of seeing what an OSCE is actually like. So the focus of this video really is going to be what's the state of play at the moment, because exams are over. So in theory it's my summer holiday. However, I am personally speaking not confident that I've actually passed the writtens, and equally I don't know about the OSCEs. I won't get my results for another couple of weeks, the very end of June, and assuming if I found out that I'd passed everything, because you have to pass the short answer questions and the multi-choice, you sort of have to pass those, and you have to pass the OSCEs, and assuming you've passed those three components, you can move on to the second year, you can enjoy your summer. However, I just really don't think that the SAQs in particular went that well for me. I really am not confident of having passed, and we are allowed to retake. The situation for that, so we'd get our marks at the end of June, then if we needed to retake, the exams are then another 2 weeks away. So as of now-ish, I'm essentially looking at a month in between right now, a little less than a month, and taking the exams, whichever ones I need to for the second time. I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, that I pass the OSCEs. You only had to pass a certain number of the stations, which were done over 4 days, and I know I definitely mucked up a couple of them, probably to the point where they were irretrievable, but the rest of them I think went mostly okay. So I'm hopeful that I passed the OSCEs, and very few people, relatively speaking, fail them. The writtens are a different question. I'm sorry, I have a really sore throat, because if you can pass the SAQ and you can pass the MCQs, which are 2 papers, remember, but if you fail either the SAQ or the MCQ component, you have to retake both the SAQs and the MCQ papers, which is a pretty scary ordeal, because they were, at least I thought they were hard. Just the breadth of stuff you need to know really kind of hits you like a sledgehammer, and there's so much, and I'm not sure whether this is true for everyone, but definitely in my case, earlier on you go through when you're making all your revision resources and you think, okay, that's not clinically relevant, I'm not going to look at that, or this is, a really core topic, I'm going to learn that inside out, and then the things you sort of thought were going to come up just weren't there. And like there was one quite broad topic that I learned really in depth, because I was like 99% sure it was going to come up. I can't say what it was, obviously, for fear of revealing what was actually on the exam, but it was a topic that was very, very difficult for me to learn, but I learned it inside and out, and there were maybe like 3 marks on it across all the papers. So I think a fair component of it is just getting lucky with what comes up, and in some cases I certainly wasn't. You just look at a question and think, I have absolutely no idea what the question is even asking, like, let alone how to answer it. Do I think I could pass the retake? Yeah, actually, I do, because I've started studying again now. I started studying yesterday, it's Tuesday today. I took the weekend off, so we finished OSCEs on the Thursday. I took Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and now I'm back into studying again. I'm not like flat out, not as intense as I was kind of over Easter and in the week before the finals, because I don't think I could keep that up for a month, to be perfectly honest. But there is a finite amount to learn. It's just there's also a finite amount of time in which to learn it. So yeah, I think I could pass the SAQs. Having seen a paper, even if I don't pass it, having seen the paper was a great eye-opener. They said to us all through the year that the formatives we're given do not reflect the exam, and they don't. So at the end of every block, the teaching is done in 5 blocks, which cover, like, block 1 is sort of gastro, liver, abdomen stuff, block 2 is heart and lungs, and so on. You do a formative test after each block. You don't have to pass them, but you just have to attempt them, and they do not prepare you for the exam, but equally there are no past papers either. So we were all going in blind, and I do think a good chunk of it was revising in a, you would have had to revise in a particular way, but without seeing the content, without seeing the type of content that is on the papers, it would have been difficult to know what to revise. And the common theme that I've heard from people, and the one that I tell people all the time, is that even if I'd had, say, another 2 weeks, another month to revise between when block 5 ended and when the exams were, I don't think it would have made any difference, because I'd already decided what the content was that I thought was important, and the stuff that was clinically relevant and likely to be asked about. My insights on that were pretty much just wrong. It's almost slightly frustrating, because you are told always, focus on what's clinically important, and you do get hints, like, these are topics you really should know, but really, just, to be honest, it didn't help. So anyway, that's my plan for the upcoming period. For the next 2 weeks, certainly I'm going to be studying. I may well, in 2 weeks, get my results and find out that I've passed. That would be the best thing in the world. I would probably cry. But I don't think that is going to be the case. So with that in mind, I'm going to keep studying, then being prepared to receive that fail notification and just chug forward. If I have to redo the OSCEs as well, they have to be done in 1 day, and the thought of that is absolutely terrifying. Doing them over 4 days was stressful enough. And the rumour mill is rife as well. Here, we're all super tense, and we are here. In fact, I can tell you what we're hearing, because if it's rumour, it's rumour, and if it's not, it's not. What we are hearing is that an exceptionally large percentage of the cohort has failed the writtens. Kind of a significant number, more than would normally be expected, which doesn't bode super well. I've also heard that our attendance has apparently been very, very low, and apparently, again, these are all apparently, they're not substantiated, but our formative scores are also apparently exceptionally low. Those are the 3 main rumours going around, which isn't super helpful for confidence, but what can you do? The last thing I should probably say is, for those of you that made it to the Warwick Med School Open Day, which I believe was actually today, on Tuesday, I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I hope to meet some of you if you end up coming here. People were telling me today that a few people had been recognised from the videos on this channel, which is really, really funny. I think we've managed to build a really nice little community, and after my exams are done, one way or another, I will be doing mock interviews again. I think that was a really useful thing to be able to do, and there's a ton of content that I want to put on the channel. More anatomy stuff, some physiology, I've got some scripts ready. I want to do some OSCE videos as well, like revision guides, similar to the ones that are on the Warwick Med School channel and the Geeky Medics ones, but done in a slightly different way. But I've got people on board for that as well, and yeah, there's a lot I want to do. So that's where I will wrap this, guys. My throat is absolutely killing me, but take care of yourselves, and I will update the website and the channel soon when I have more news. Take care and see you soon.